Hi everyone, my name is Monique Thornquist. From a professional standpoint, I am the Chief Executive Officer for IntelliCare. We provide personal care services in the state of New Mexico, and we are part of a larger corporation that is actually throughout the United States. So we are a local brand. We really try to do a lot of philanthropy, quite a bit of community events, really giving back to the community, making a positive impact. Very much a people-first organization. I've been in healthcare really my entire adult career. I started off in home health, really recruiting, and then I transitioned to respiratory, kind of DME, durable medical equipment, and then I went into the hospice realm. Did hospice for the last 10 years and just recently made the switch at the beginning of this year. So really excited to be in this position. It's a great opportunity. I like to give back to the local community, so it's really been a good passion and a good fit for me. From a personal standpoint, I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. After Hurricane Katrina, I moved to New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I live here with my husband and my little boy who's 3 years old. I graduated with my master's from CSU in Fort Collins in 2020, and I'm a lifelong learner, really trying to learn leadership skills, people skills. Hobbies, I love to be outdoors, playing sports, running around, chasing my toddler around, or on a beach. Definitely love the beach, the sun. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. So I think, what inspired me to pursue my current path really started as a young age. I am the oldest child. I have always been kind of the caretaker. When I initially graduated with my undergrad, I thought I would continue on into law school. I actually did get into Loyola Law School, and Hurricane Katrina had different plans for me. So I took on, I cared for my brother and sister when my mom passed away, and really just continued down the path of really taking care of people, taking care of your community. I think I'm very passionate about advocating for people who can't advocate for themselves. And so healthcare obviously is one of those areas where you really have to advocate and be someone's voice. So I've continued down that path. I started right out of college into the healthcare realm, and I never left. So, I think my vision has evolved probably every month, every year. It evolves because our industry evolves, our world evolves. COVID changed a ton of the way that we look at things, the way that we do business, the way that we operate, the way that we treat people. So I think as long as you're doing the right thing and you have the best intentions, you really can't go wrong. That's kind of my theory. So you do have to evolve, your vision has to evolve, and that happens in any industry. I think particularly in the healthcare field, it's more frequent, but with staffing issues and the economy and then insurance, all of these things. But fortunately, I feel like I've always surrounded myself with great people that are smarter than me, people that help me. How do I define personal and professional success? I love this question. It's always different. So I think from a professional standpoint, the way that you can define success varies across your metrics, right? So what's that saying? What you measure gets managed. So I think there are always going to be the key performance indicators that you have. And those are really the tangible, right? The SMART goals, the things that you can truly, truly measure. Of course, that's going to be a tell sign of your success. But then there's the people piece. And that's the part that you really can't measure. I mean, we have, of course, employee engagement surveys. We have our culture, right? But I always say culture is caught, not taught, right? So you have to truly create the culture, cultivate that. And it takes time. So I've always felt like as a leader, my biggest, way to define my professional success is truly by developing other leaders, empowering them, making them successful, pouring into them, loving on your employees, being kind, but being fair and consistent and holding people accountable at the same time. And that comes with building trust. From a personal standpoint, oh my goodness, I think, we all set goals, like the tangible ones, right? Like I want to buy a house by this time. I want this vehicle. I want to get married. I want to move here. I want to go on this vacation. But I think to me, my family is so important to me, and being able to have that work-life balance and separate that and turn off my phone to spend time with my little boy, seeing him develop and be kind and model us, that's the biggest success. So very, very, very successful, luckily. I think the biggest misconceptions about the personal care service line is really that it's all about the numbers. I think, and that really could be a misconception across healthcare, just that, all we care about is the numbers and growing, and that's really not the case. I will say strength comes in numbers, and what I mean by that is we are allowed to advocate in the advocacy piece as far as like negotiating rates for our members and being able to provide better services, more hours, being able to pay our caregivers better. That all comes with the growth, right, in numbers, but it's not the most important thing. The margins are very, very slim in this industry, and I think where we advocate for the numbers is more for the bench strength to be able to be competitive and hire the best of the best caregivers to take care of our members and really offer benefits to our employees, not just the bare minimum. We really want to be competitive there as well. I think healthcare as a whole obviously has some misconceptions, and I think to a certain extent maybe justified, but that's our job really, to educate, be out in the community, again, state capital really advocating for those rates and the members. And at the end of the day, I mean, we really do care about our members and our employees, and that's where if you do the right thing, you really can't go wrong. And that's really our motto that we live by day in and day out. So I feel really lucky to be in a position where I think we can make an impact on some of those decisions that are made as far as benefits that are available and the care that is available, keeping people in their homes because that's where they want to be. I think as leaders, we always go through challenges and setbacks, probably on a daily basis. It's really how you navigate it that kind of sets you up for success. Most recently, our organization acquired another organization here that is about the same size, same service line, and we are kind of in that merging, part of it. And I've been through a million acquisitions. I've been on each side, so I completely understand how change is hard. I always say it's not the change that's hard, it's the transition that's hard. And so the way that I've learned, and I think I've learned this through having to go through it on both sides, is, you really have to walk into the room and you need to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. And what I mean by that is you really need to set the tone. So you need to build that trust. You have to come in with a positive attitude. You can't promise that things are not going to change, because change is inevitable no matter what you're doing, if it's work, personal, all of the above. So coming in and really understanding and trying to build that trust has been significant. But the setback for me was that we did have quite a few folks that exited when we started merging. And that as a leader, that's the last thing you want. You don't want to lose employees. And so really trying to jump in and navigate through the employees that have stayed has been a challenge. But having my team that I've already built that rapport with and that trust, kind of having my back, explaining to other employees kind of how I operate, how I lead, that's been a game changer. So I think having that foundation and knowing how to merge the two has been a huge help for me. I just want to give a shout out to Patrick for allowing me this time to share with you all kind of my story and the secret sauce that has worked for me. I would be happy to mentor or even just be a kind of a sounding board for anyone that is interested in learning more or needing just some extra advice or suggestions. I'm here. So thank you again.